All right. Hi, friends. Welcome back. We're on episode 23 now. Holy moly. Of Lorelei and the Laser Eyes blind playthrough. You can hear me, I think. You can see me. This is great. Hopefully, we can put the technical difficulties to rest now and have it be nothing but smooth sailing going forward. All right. Now I know the last couple of episodes got chopped a little shorter, but you still got you got to see everything that I did. Um, so what are we gonna do today? Excellent question, and I'm really glad that you asked. I don't know. I don't really have an answer right now. I think eventually today we will get to turning in the script pages. It might be the first thing we do, but I'm still really obsessed with getting into that jail cell. Because through steps or whatever, that's going to give us, we think, the information to the lunar phase book. It'll give us those dates because the other one gave us the dates to the astrological clock puzzle thing, and those we needed dates. So I think it's safe to assume that the other date-related clue we need right now is going to be in the other one. I was actually at the doctor's today, and I spent a lot of it just thinking about 6-letter names that have popped up. I really could not think of any. I have one. Letz's, the hotel name, is I think Leht. No, there's a Z in there. I think I even decided that one was not correct. But there's places that I've seen some names. I mean, there's the like the Schwalberg, like the German last name that we've seen a couple of times. I can't remember the first name, but if the first name of that is 6, it might. I mean, at this point, any 6-letter name I come across, I'm gonna try. In fact, we might try the Letz's hotel one right now. Even like hotel, I've thought about everything. The dog's name. Dog's name is too long, I think, but I want to check on that too. But yeah, we just don't know. I'm still pretty upset that I wasn't able to solve the room 1938, but I think it'll come to me eventually. I got to be patient, and that only gives us. Okay, I don't know what that was going on with my OBS. Went to check on it, make sure everything was going okay, and sure enough, it stopped recording right in the middle of me rambling at the very beginning of the episode. We only missed about 10 minutes. I can fill you in. It is a little bit of a bummer because it was kind of cool. But after rambling about, I was almost done with that. The last thing that I wanted to talk about and did was that we found the crucifix key, I think last episode or maybe 2 episodes ago. And I was thinking, what could that go to? We've unlocked everything. And then it hit me, we haven't unlocked everything. The mausoleum. So I had a theory that it probably went to that. You missed it. It does open that. We wrote down basically the graves are dates all relating to like 1807, 1824, that kind of thing. 1920, the dates that we know. And then there was a like a passage on the Trinity door that said first and last, youngest to pass, third and fourth. I wrote it down. I can't find where it is now. But it was a little passage that didn't really mean much to us at this point in time. But I think we're going to need later on, so I wrote it down. Boy, yeah, I can't find it. These notes are not organized whatsoever, so I'm not surprised. Oh, yeah, second and last, youngest to pass, third and fourth, one who met fate after 40 years, so died at 40, I think it means. And first and fifth, she who lived in 2 centuries. So we don't really know what any of these mean. And then while we were there, this is what I was more excited about, because I mentioned I spent like a long time today thinking of 6-letter names that possibly could have popped up, and didn't even really occur to me until I was out in the mausoleum, and that's where we start the game. That German name I was referencing, we think is on, like I think we saw really early on. So I went to the poster of like the forest informational bulletin board thing, whatever. And sure enough, we did. There was a Renate something. The other name that we thought was Augenwald. That was definitely one of them, but we don't think that's a name. And then yeah, we found a Renate the Schwartzberg one I was talking about. And in that thing, I guess I could just pull it up here. It makes a reference it makes a reference to having a tragic death. Yeah, Renee Schwarzwald, the last of the Schwarzwalds, I think. And, yeah, and tragic death. And so then we went into all of our memories, and this, you're probably happy you missed me going through and reading a bunch of these. I reread all the script pages, because we also decided that we're gonna go to give them the script pages because, oh, and also in the memories, the other 6-letter name we got was Gaston. So we have Gaston and Renee to guess, but not very confident on either of those. So it felt like a waste of time to go to the cellar and try them. Because we're hoping that by turning in these script pages, I mean, I don't know what clue I don't know if this even will give us a clue, if this will progress. I know it'll progress the story, but will it give us information that we didn't have before? That's yet to be found out. I reread all the script, got that story down in case, this triggers like an end game kind of thing, because that's also a scenario. I'm hoping that if it is, it either tells me before or after, like, hey, you've hit a point of no return, but I can't see that being the case. But that's why I've been so apprehensive to turn these in all along. Okay, so we're turning in the last 2 here. And then, of course, the last one is where the stage direction stopped referring to the characters as her, or the character as her, and it starts referring to it as you. So, I don't know what the hell he's trying to pull with that but I cannot thank you enough, Signorina. Come in, Signorina. Alright, letting me in his room. What the... I did not see that coming, but there have been references to how he's not real and he's not actually in there. What the fuck? I do not like that music. Let's pick up the money. Alright, let's start interacting. Let's also take a good mental note of this room. And let's try the shortcut. I think that first one's not too bad. Now we'll keep the music going. Oops. Number 1. I walked on floors of germanium. Before me were 3 crosses and 2 columns. A guard asked me for the code. I called Agatha's detective for a hint, but he had moved to another country. The guard told me that if I was wise, I should count my teeth. Don't you have 32 teeth? Oh. Before we met, there were 3 crosses and 2 columns. 3 crosses and 2 columns. 32. 3. I mean, it's got to be 32, but why? Oh, is it an X like Roman numerals? 3 X's and 2, 32. All right. I don't really understand why give the hint about the teeth. If it is, I feel like it's got to be 32, right? But what's the point of the what's the point of the riddle if you're just gonna at the end say if you were wise you would count your teeth? I feel like most people know how many teeth we have. Typewriter. This is I was gonna say not a typewriter that we actually care about. Alright, we can interact with the skeleton too, so let's do that. Obtained the right eye. Interesting. Oh, also when we were in the mausoleum, there was a round shape to put things in. So I'm wondering, but there was 3. The third eye. Oh my. What the hell's going on, man? Dang, that's a real bummer, because... Oh, there are some... Oh, these are just the script pages. So, oh yeah, that we just... Oh, wait, no, these are new. Oh, these are... Oh, Renee! Whoa, 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 whoa! What? What order? I want to read these in order. Wow, I almost walked right past those. Oh boy, let's do some reading. And then... Renee again, dude. It's gotta be Renee. Renee again. If Renee's so important, why have we gone all of this Oggenwaldberg Manor? Oh my... Alright, did I get them all? I think I got them all. I think I see 8 there. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, what's going on here? What in the hell is going on? The Third Eye. Oh, this is... Okay, whoa. This is the script to the movie that we... We saw the box in, even though there was nothing on the box. Like this. The Magician and the Artist. Is the artist Renee? Is that her name? I won't forget that. And then, wait, what are the other? Because there's 2 others. There's the... I don't even remember what they're called. Yeah, all we can remember is the Artist and the Magician. Because the other 2 haven't really come up. It's mostly been these 2. There's the Artist is the one that's kind of in the mirror, and she's the one that's been giving us the keys. I don't think I wrote them down anyway. We can go outside and check again. But I wonder if those 2 are going to be important at all, and who are they? All right, let's read, man. I don't think I'm going to do voices. Well, maybe I'll just do I'll do like a girly voice for Renee. Same one I was doing for the other woman. All right, interior. This is page 2, so this is very early. Interior theater day. Smoke lies thick in the small tawdry theater. On the hardwood stage, a magician performs. His coat is worn and mended, but once it was expensive. Lorenzo the Great. But alas, the young Mademoiselle Henrietta Dubois could not escape her sordid fate. He yanks the handle to his throat trope, and a silhouette of a man stabbing a woman appears on the wall. The crowd stares dumbly at the shadow, and they smile with yellow teeth made for biting. Lorenzo looks at the audience with disgust. He takes out another wheel, labeled The Third Eye. For Brotherhood use only. He hesitates, but puts the wheel in his contraption. Okay. Now remember, this is like the very start of the movie or play or whatever. The next story is not meant for the likes of you. It's something I normally only show refined ladies and gentlemen, but I'll make an exception tonight. Those tired, ugly eyes of yours shall see something new. Lorenzo yanks the handle. Thousands of years ago, the third eye shone over the islands in the far east, but one night it fell from the sky. We've heard this story. A comet passes on the wall. Strangely enough, it quiets down the crowd. They follow the comet while gaping and see it crash to the ground. A human found it, and when she held it, she saw the magic of this world. She had a vision, so she painted a creature in red ochre on the wall, on a cave wall. Oh, I wonder if it's gonna actually come to life and like kill the audience. Cave paintings show up all over the wall. The crowd is a bit confused by the effect. At night, the Crimson Beast awoke and spread chaos and death, and devoured the human and her people. A red monster appears. The crowd screams in terror as it attacks them, quote unquote. Some of them have had enough and flee the theater. Lorenzo slows down and the beast disappears. What? The story of the red creature became a legend, but the third eye lived on and appears in the most unlikely of places to this day. This is all for tonight. You have been a wonderful audience. Go away. The crowd mutters and leaves. One man, better dressed and cleaner than the rest, remains in his seat. He studies Lorenzo with cold eyes. Brother Tertius. When Lorenzo discovers his presence, his pupils dilate from fear. All right. So it didn't actually attack them. It just kind of like acted like it was gonna attack them, I guess. Or, and that's probably one of the cult members who's not very happy that he showed the audience that because he wasn't supposed to. Very interesting that he. I mean, that's the story that we heard from the owl mask lady, like verbatim. All right, now we're on page. A couple pages later, 4 pages. Interior Brotherhood Lodge Night. The lodge. I feel like we've been in the lodge. The room is dark besides the many lit brass candelabras. Lorenzo stands with his hat in his hand. 50 men in robes watch him from a long table. At the end of the table, a stern old man ponderously strokes his sideburns. Brother Septimus. A young brother opens a mahogany case and takes out an ornate revolver and a minotaur mask. Have we seen a minotaur mask yet? I don't think we have. He looks over at the... Is that one of the questions, though? How many... Something about a minotaur under the maze? He looks over at Brother Septimus, who nods to him. The younger brother puts on the mask and aims the gun at Lorenzo's head. Whoa. All right, young brother hits him with play safe and never pass. Gamble to pass or perish. Lorenzo hits him with the truth above all. Risk my life, brother. How many were our first ancient brothers? How many were our first ancient brothers? 7, correct. The seated brothers raise their goblets and drink. Young brother, what is the punishment for sharing our secrets with outsiders? Lorenzo grabs hold of the table and is about to faint. Death. Young brother, correct. Lorenzo closes his eyes, but death does not come. Brother Septimus, under normal circumstances, you would be dead now. I'm sorry, elder brother. I was not thinking. Weariness and perhaps a crisis of faith. Forgive me, brothers. Septimus, thankfully for you, these are not normal circumstances. The time is nigh, little brother, and like in the old, we shall send 7 brothers in search of that which was lost. The third eye. All brothers hold up 7 fingers. 6 have already gone searching for the omens. You will be 7th, the disgraced one. Where will you send me, elder brother? Oggenwaldberg. There lives an artist in an old manor. The prophecy mentions her. Go and see, brother, if that which was lost is there. Okay. Septimus. The lady suffers from an eye condition that will ultimately render blindness. A sad fate for a painter. Take these vermilion tears. What do they do, elder brother? Nothing at all, but you will use them pretending to cure the lady. That is your guise while you search her house for the third eye. Dang. Okay, so the vermilion tears are like a placebo or something. At best. Alright. Now, this is still just a movie, but I mean, there's obviously some very real, life parallels with Lorelei and Nero. Is Nero the disgraced? Did he get disgraced somehow? I guess his movies were pretty disgraceful by the end. But I think he was in a cult and got disgraced from the cult. I don't know. Let's keep reading. Exterior. Oggenwaldberg Manor, dusk. Hooves clop echoes through the dilapidated courtyard. Algae-covered statues silently await the arrival. A pale, sickly horse comes into view, pulling a wagon painted red in a distant past. Lorenzo walks beside the horse and leads it by its reins. Lorenzo ties the horse to an old oak. Be brave, Morse. You have nothing to fear. Of course, his horse's name is Morse. Lorenzo carefully approaches the front gate. He bangs the knocker. Lorenzo scans the dirty windows for any sign of life. Finally, the door creaks open, and instantly, Lorenzo raises his top hat and takes a bow. A white rose appears in his hand from his hat. The miracle has arrived. An ashen woman in expensive dress stares through him with milky eyes. Renee Schwarzwald, which is a real person. He's using real people names in his play. I don't know why my headphone keeps Uh, it's not dying a battery, it just died because I guess it's not picking up any noise from the game? That doesn't make any sense. Huh. Um. Alright, the miracle has arrived. An ashen woman in an expensive dress stares through him with milky eyes. Renee Schwarzwald. I do not believe in miracles. That is why you need one, Baronin. So that's not one of the 4 things, I don't think. Because one was like a teacher, one was, yeah, a dreamer. There it is. The dreamer and the teacher, I think, or professor or something like that. But why is he calling her the Baronin? Where? Oh, man. Where else? I know I've heard the Baronin, too. I just can't remember where. I think maybe the other... No, not the other script pages. Gosh, cannot remember. Lorenzo hands the white horse to Renee. The white rose to Renee. It changes color to red. You might as well perform for the shadows. My sight is fading away. Your eyes are fading because there has been nothing to see. Weary eyes need entertainment, and tired souls need miracles. Who are you? Lorenzo the Great, at your service, Baronin. A magus, whose name is whispered from the shores of Zanzibar to the frosty peaks of Helsinki. Where is Helsinki? Norway? I know I've heard that. Am I saying that right? Helsinki? Known to beggars and kings alike. Well, you are not known to me. Good evening. Renee is about to shut the gate. Wait! Renee waits. My journey has been a long one. My horse is tired. And to be honest, so am I. Renee looks at the very sickly-looking horse. I had 4 once, during better times, but ironically, Moores is the only one who lives. Very well. She lets him in. Big mistake, Renee. Real quickly, I want to read the Bible. Why is it ironic that Moores is the only one that lives? Because it came from the... Okay, gotcha. Go back to the scripts. Oh, this is... I'm loving this. Wish I wasn't so stupid. Okay. Let's get back there. Page 18. What's going to happen? Now, this could be like a confession of some sorts, you know? We have had that theme pop up a couple of times. I had to confess to murder. We know that a murder happened. Probably was Renee. I'm thinking that Nero killed Renee, and this book or this play / movie or whatever is like some sort of confession from him. Let's keep reading. Interior, Waldberg Manor. Hotel, I'm just thinking if there's any similarities between Hotel Letzis Jahr, the next or last year, and Waldberg. Okay. Dining room day. An oversized dead goose lies on the oaken dining table. Lorenzo devours his portion in a loud manner. Renee tries to hide her disgust. Is the room satisfactory? Yes, I slept like a piglet. So it was not you who I heard last night? Lorenzo drinks wine and coughs to buy some time. I was up briefly, yes. He takes out a small vial from his sleeve. My vermilion tears, they need moonlight to not lose their magic. I took the liberty to use one of the windows in your studio. Renee looks amused. I took another liberty and studied some of your work. The portraits are, of course, excellent, but I am most intrigued by the drawings of signs? My Himmelskorper suite. Oh, we've seen Himmelskorper as well. I think that is on one of the signs, maybe. What inspired them? Ignores the question. Magician, might I ask you a strange question? Who am I to refuse an answer? Did you see a labyrinth while you were in the park? A labyrinth? A red labyrinth. The only labyrinth I saw was the portrait of the man with a labyrinth instead of a face. Renee stands up angrily. I've made no such portrait. Your lies have ceased to amuse me. I know why you're here, and I know where to look for it, but I will hold you to your word. What? She knows where to look for it? Why is he... I'm very confused by this interaction. Lorenzo looks like he's about to assure Renee of his pure intentions. Cure my eyes, she says. What? Okay, so she will give him the information as a trade for her eyesight back, which he knows damn well he can't do. Interesting. This is the best friggin' movie he's ever written so far, compared to Animal Terror Bill and the most of them. All right, interior, the manor, Renate's bedroom, day. The curtains have been drawn. Renate lies on top of the bed, a trace of a smirk on her lips. Lorenzo looks gravely serious on the side of the bed. Are you ready for your miracle, Baronin? Yes. I don't think she actually believes that this is going to work. Lorenzo spills a single drop of vermilion tears into Renate's left eye. She blinks, and Lorenzo drops another tear into the right eye. It might be a few days before it takes effect. Renate's eyes start to boil, and she screams in unfiltered agony. Lorenzo backs away in horror. Lorenzo holds his hands over his ears to protect himself against her looping, deafening screams. Oh, everything turns black. Oh, I really hope I don't have to witness something like that. Lorenzo out of sight. It's just eye drops. It's just eye drops. It's just eye drops. Then quiet. Lorenzo stirs to life on the floor. He sees Renate lying lifeless on the bed. Lorenzo checks her pulse in a hurry. She is still alive. Apparently, he has, at some point, put a bandage around her head. 2 red dots mark the eyes, giving Renate a disturbing appearance. What the hell? Baronin, can you hear me? Faintly. I can hear you, magician. They tell me you are not invited. Invited where? To the cavern. I followed the echoes of my screams. They were waiting for me. Who was waiting for you? Our ancient sisters and brothers in the Far East. They're sharing the secret with me, but they won't share it with you. The cavemen think you are an obsequious ignoramus who balters through existence. Wow. Baronin, you must rest now. The labyrinth. They drew it on the wall. Go and see by the window. They say I should defenestrate you. That means push out a window. But we have an agreement. Lorenzo slowly trudges against the window. Moonlight shines on his weather-bitten face. He looks out the window. A giant garden lathyrus has appeared in the park. Do you see it, magician? Yes. Do you see me in the labyrinth? Lorenzo squints. It's very dark. Yes, I see you. Do you see you? What do you mean? Can you see yourself in the labyrinth? Confused. Of course not. I'm not there. Neither am I. Lorenzo turns around and bumps into Renate. The red dots on the bandage have grown substantially, looking like giant red bug eyes. She puts her hand on Lorenzo's face. The room turns red. Interior garden labyrinth, night. Lorenzo gasps in disorientation. He is now somewhere in the labyrinth. Lorenzo quivers from fear. Renate smiles at him. Her bandage is gone, and a pair of lovely hazel eyes look at Lorenzo with affection. What? This is the place from my childhood. I am over there. Renate points behind Lorenzo. He turns his head to look. A girl wearing an owl mask watches him from behind. Owl girl. She runs and disappears behind a corner. Renate takes Lorenzo's hand. Come. Together they run in the labyrinth. Renate seems to know her way while Lorenzo is trying to make sense of the strange place. A red hue suddenly appears on their faces. It's the most beautiful thing they have ever seen. They smile with tears running down their cheeks. The light grows stronger and the cosmos play music just for them. All right. All right, let's keep going. We're just over halfway. Interior, the manor, library, day. So that was all like pretty sequential. This is the biggest jump we've seen so far. 24 whole pages. All right. Renate's hand moves frantically across a canvas. Lorenzo sits in an armchair by the window with his top hat on his knee, posing for a portrait. There is a movement inside his top hat. I think it might have been a maze, not a labyrinth. Aren't they interchangeable? A labyrinth prolongs the path, while a maze is for getting lost, and we are lost. It's a big house. It can sometimes be disorienting. We have seen it. I think the price of admission might be an eye and a leg. Lorenzo leans forward and his hat falls on the floor. A red owl flutters out of the hat in front of Lorenzo. He stares at it in surprise. That was a very clever trick. The owl perches on the top of a bookshelf, half chance as if reading. And when the third eye blinked, the red beast laid an egg within. The third eye closed, and their bastard offspring was born thousands of years later. Renee studies her canvases and is a bit confused. A realistic portrait of a man in a dark suit, but where his head is supposed to be, there's a red glowing maze. Renee notices 2 tickets in his hand. She takes them and stares at them. Teatro Rosso. Oh, we got tickets to that too. He stares at it in surprise. So he's surprised, and then she says this. And Renee's confused by her own canvas. Interior theater night. An excited, faceless valet points at a red curtain. Lorenzo and Renee look at each other and then step through it. Rows and rows of seats. It's much too large to be inside the manor. Lorenzo stares in disbelief at the giant theater. It seems empty, but the murmuring from the crowd is deafening. Gaslight illuminates the stage. That's funny. Someone clears his throat behind them, and a featureless usher points toward the first rows. Renee and Lorenzo silently descend the stairs toward their seat. A fanfare. The lights dim. A man dressed as Lorenzo and wearing a Lorenzo mask rides a prop horse onto the stage. What the? Okay. Lorenzo. What is this? Lorenzo, quote, knocks on a door mid-stage, and an actress wearing a mask resembling Renee opens the door. Applause. The light intensifies on stage and blinds Lorenzo and Renee. On the stage, a comet hanging from wires passes. Renee and Lorenzo avert their eyes, then the comet is gone. The stage is empty. A lone, hesitant clap from somewhere further back. The actress playing Renee walks on stage. She holds her hands in front of her, blood flowing from her eyes. Actress, please hold me. The actor playing Lorenzo steps on stage purposefully. Lorenzo and Renee watch their theater alter egos on stage in grim silence. Their hands join. Lorenzo drags a stylized prop window onto the stage. Renee wanders. Sobbing blood. Lorenzo tries to place the window in front of Renee, making her fall out. The crowd howls with laughter as Lorenzo gets more frustrated every time Renee misses the window. Please hold me, please hold me. Finally, Lorenzo has enough. He grabs Renee and shoves her with full force through the glass window. And from the stage, Renee lands with a thud and crack. Theater blood squirts into the real Lorenzo's face. Lorenzo forms a fist and rises. Enough! Lorenzo, quote-unquote, watches him silently. The whole theater boo. Let's go, to Renee. But Renee is gone from her seat. In fact, she is nowhere to be found. Lorenzo looks around in panic, but it's like she vanished into thin air. The actress playing Renee comes back to life and is elevated by strings into the air. She bows and receives applause. The actress turns her head to Lorenzo. She takes off the Renee mask. Beneath it is a featureless face, like those mannequins that we saw up there. Actress, whisper. To be gifted is to be infested. Ideas are tiny red eggs in your brain. To the microscope, let's try that again. To be gifted is to be infested. Ideas are tiny red eggs in your brain. To the microscope, they still look the same, the good and the bad. Oh, but look at the time. Lorenzo slowly walks off stage, his footsteps echoing through the empty theater. He moves towards Lorenzo. Lorenzo turns to run, but his doppelganger catches up with him. The doppelganger removes the mask, and behind it, Maze Man. I knew they were called Maze Man. Maze Man, his head buzzing in an electrical manner. I fucking knew it. She is waiting for you. Here is an idea. Follow my daughter. The Maze Man puts his hand over Lorenzo's eyes. What the hell is going on? This was page 57? All right. Augenwaldberg Manor corridor day. A disoriented Lorenzo finds himself in the hotel corridor. A phone rings somewhere. Further down the hall, he sees the owl girl. Where is she? To the owl girl. The girl flaps her arms and hoots. Enough games. The owl girl disappears down a corner. Lorenzo stomps after. The owl girl waits for him at the end of the next corridor. Suddenly, a black Labrador runs up to him and barks. Lorenzo looks at the dog with surprise. His tag reads Rudy. Rudy lies down and plays dead on the rug. As he does, Rudy changes from black to white. Finally, the dog cramps and then contorts into a cat. A payphone rings on the wall. Lorenzo lifts the receiver. What the hell? Okay. Same. I mean, dog's name is the same as in the scripts that we returned. Do those before I go on real quickly. Okay, yeah, these are all numbered. I didn't know if they were going to be numbered like... Yeah, okay, so there's 2 that are 6. So this isn't the same play. I didn't think they were, but I just wanted to... I don't know. I just was looking at something. Telephone voice. Why are you answering the phone? Lorenzo remains silent. There are no phones in 1847, you cretino. You cretino? Whoa, that's... Yeah, what the hell? It's just, okay, so I guess it's taking place in 1847. Lorenzo grunts. Hang up the phone and go chase the owl girl, just like the script says. Okay, so he's getting meta. Lorenzo hangs up. He sees the owl girl with a limp cat in her hand. Lorenzo runs after her. Corridor after corridor, Lorenzo runs fast with determination. But the owl girl is always around yet another corner. He never catches up with her. Lorenzo turns a corner. There is no owl girl, but a mirror. Lorenzo sees himself briefly, and behind him stands a man in sunglasses and a dark suit. Lorenzo regards the man in the mirror, but the mirror changes, and Renee appears, levitating like a ghost. Stylish sunglasses obscure her eyes. Renee... Oh, with a man's voice. I am waiting for you upstairs. I looked serious, so you might want to go check. Ooh, and we got another red thing. Renee vanishes from the mirror. Lorenzo is left with the image of himself. He looks weary. He turns and goes. His footsteps echo through the empty hotel is crossed out and manor is put in. Oh. I'm waiting for you upstairs. I look serious, so you might want to go check. That was in the other scripts as well. Right? Wasn't it in this script? Or did they just, maybe the man just said that to me, like in one of the times that I ran into him. Go see me upstairs. He looked serious. I mean, verbatim, I've seen that written before. Oh, boy. I am waiting for you upstairs. I looked serious, so you might want to go check. I swear, I've seen that. I thought it was a script page. Maybe not. All right, let's read the last one. We're in the manor, interior staircase, second floor corridor at night. At the end of the dark hallway, Lorenzo sees a dark shape. We're 6 pages later. Lorenzo very slowly approaches it. It's Renate, with her back turned against him. Lorenzo stops. A long silence. Renate with a man's voice. You keep sending the wrong goose to the butcher. Baronin? Baronin? I think the Baronin would perhaps hear talk about her ascension. She can say something to the effect of, Renate clears her throat, in her own voice. I have good news for you. We are not artists. We are not even art. When it comes down to it, we are all just paint. Aren't you happy with this news, magician? Renate switches voices again. And he would say, Lorenzo keeps his silence in defiance. Renate with a man's voice. Why is this so hard for you? Why do you think of these things? This is unimportant. There are symbolic values and mirror images, yes. But none of this matters, Signorina. Had you read my manifesto, you would have known it was never meant for viewing. Why is he saying Signorina? Lorenzo looks confused for a moment. Lorenzo, please, Baronin, let's leave this place. Every maze has a solution. Renate sighs heavily. Renate, man's voice. You really understand nothing at all. But if you understood, you would have never played your part. Time for entertainment. Here is her last performance. Interesting. I like that. If you understood, you would have never played your part. Renate turns slowly around. Her face is hidden by shadows. Lorenzo takes a step forward. Her eyes are empty craters. Red paint runs down her cheeks. Hold me, please hold me, in her own voice. Lorenzo backs away. Please hold me, please hold me. Lorenzo backs further, Renate's arms flailing, searching for him like tentacles, paint dripping everywhere she goes. Please hold me. Lorenzo's eyes widen with fear as she comes closer. Her touch disgusts him. Suddenly, Renate increases her pace, and she touches his face. Please hold me. Lorenzo instinctively pushes Renate with a full force. Smiling, she falls toward the large window. The Baronin crashes through it and down to the ground below. Lorenzo stares at the window in shock. He steps toward the window. Rain patters against his face. On the gravel path below lies a mangled corpse. Did he go crazy and kill somebody? I still feel like this is some sort of weird confession for something that happened in the real world. The music is so loud. What did we... Oh, yeah, that's just that. I think that leads to... No. It goes to the loft. We could go check out that room again. Printer room. Oh! I think this got cut out, but maybe it didn't. In the things, like talking of things we could do today, talking about everything I had written down, I wrote down spinny thing, which was this thing, the diorama. I didn't know, I had no idea what it was for, but I didn't know it was in the typewriter room. I'm not sure if I cut this out or not at the beginning. If not, yeah, I'll just say it again. I don't really care. I pretty much come to the conclusion that these have to be associated with each other. There's the one that I'm really confused about is the upside down one with the numbers missing from the years. I have no idea how I'm supposed to. Well, I just said convert that into numbers, and I was like, well, maybe I try the Roman numeral numbers for them. Like, I know one of them 7, so we do VII, and we do all caps and that would make sense that it's caps because that's another thing. But okay, interesting. The thing about this one is I have no idea how to decide which one to do. Like, look at, we got Lorenzo and Renee in the maze. Like, I know we've got Z and E. But that looks more like a 2. You have like an M. I mean, I don't even know where to start as far as like guessing which one. I would feel like has something to do with the maze, but like ZEM. I don't think that's a letter to the right of the M. Looks like a 1 or a 7, kind of a 7, not even really. MA. I think that could be an E. It depends. Oh, it would make more sense for it to be an A. What does the lowercase a look like on this? It doesn't have one. Oh boy, I have no idea. I'm a little scared to find out if that triggers anything jump scary. If that makes sense. I guess we'll come back to that and try again. I really don't think, I hope I don't need that, because I really don't think I'm going to be able to solve that. Got all those. Had my window open today, and I got a bunch of little gnats that came in because it rained yesterday. God, should not have opened it. Okay. Where to now? Only one answer to that, right? The jail cell. I mean, now it's funny. Wow. I almost wonder what would have happened if we would have just gone and put in Renee. Because the only reason I didn't was I was almost certain it wasn't going to work and we would be wasting time. So this changed, not in a bad way by any means, but it definitely... Oh, that's... Oh my god, is that new? I don't think it is. Jeez, dude. Why can't I... Alright, I'm a little antsy again. Going to the jail. To get to the jail, I think I have to go to the... Yeah, I gotta go to that elevator. Okay. Let's get some coffee. Down to the cellar we go. Man, that's really spooky. All right, let's do inspect the photo. But wasn't the other one a picture of a woman? Or maybe I'm misremembering and the other one was a picture of Lorenzo. R E N A T. This has got to work, right? Boom. Beautiful. Well, give me that videotape. Give me the videotape. You were as merciful as the bear eating salad, Bella. Grazia. Finally, we can start to wrap up this project. I have settled on the Madonna of this cassette. For the Madonna on this cassette. Artist video cassette. I will see you soon, Signorina. Give me $1 too. Okay, let's go pop that in my room. Get my pen ready for that. I think I need to go up one. I think actually probably faster just to... Nope, I'm on the wrong side. Oh, yeah, I suck at this. What in the hell? Those stupid red things. Just saw that poster. To my room. Okay. Hey there, Renee. I'll be with you soon, okay? Oops, not what I meant to do. There we go. Artist video cassette. She goes right, left, 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 right, left, left, right, right, left. Okay. Right, left, 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 right, left, left. And that's it. Okay, got it down right. Oops, eject the tape, take it back. Third eye. If I had read your manifesto, you would know. Dude, was he talking to me? In the script where he's like, when he said Signorina? And this is what I thought he was referencing when he said, if you knew your part, you wouldn't have participated at all. Oh, wait. What is this? No chatter, no commercials, no inane questions about the plot. Pure cinema untarded, but greedy eyes. Oh, jeez, dude. All right, let's hit the save real quick, and we're gonna go. Where is that? I think that's in the loft, right? Yeah, that was in the revolver room. So, loft. That's gonna do it for this episode, though. Hope you're enjoying it. I'll try that again. Hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. I really appreciate you being here. See you in the next episode. Bye.